ידכם מארץ מצרים להיות לכם לאלוהים אני אדוני אלוהיכם. Hey, Jacob and Noah, who's reading first? Okay, use that one. Hold it close.
The words of the Mia Moha show no one is like God. God is above all. It shows the devotions we give to the sovereignty of God.
This prayer is from a Jew thinking of good and evil while leaving Egypt. Miha Moha can be found on page 158.
Beautiful, guys. Thank you. משה ומרים זהלי זהלי אנו ויאמרו זהלי זהלי אנו ויאמרו אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. Emma and Kaya? Who's reading first? You are. Come all the way up. You can hold that close to your face.
The Hashkaveno is about asking for peace, protection, and hospitality.
This prayer is saying that God is our protector, and as we follow him, he will give us protection. It can be found on page 160.
You may be seated. Let's join together in the English on the bottom of page 161. Give us a place to rest, Adonai our God. Bring us into shelter in the soft, long evening shadows of your truth. For with you are true protection and safety, and in your presence are acceptance and gentle love. Watch over us as we go forth. Prepare for us as we return. Spread over us your shelter of peace over all we love, over our Jerusalem and yours.
Baruch atah Adonai, haporei sukkah shalom aleinu, ve'al kol amo Yisrael ve'al Yerushalayim.
Amen.
Okay, we need everyone to stand up.
As we turn to page 162.
Yes, and you gotta get into this, and I'm gonna need our students to get into this too. Okay, there's gonna be some movements. I know we didn't practice this. They look like they're really scared right now. You look scared too. It's easy. It involves clapping, and then at one point we're going to go like this and go, woo! That's all there is to it. Ready? It's called the Woo V'Shamru. Here we go. Mr. Zul. First we clap it out. V'Shamru b'nei Yisrael. Where's your clapping? Et HaShabbat.
לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין together בני ישראל. ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם, ברית עולם.
Awesome. Who's introducing Yom Kippur? Okay, boys on the end, come on over. The rest of you can stay right where you are. Back. Great. You're going to stay up for the Amidah too. In case no one will know that you don't know it. Who's talking first? Hayden, nice and loud.
The Amidah is the most important series of prayer in our service. It makes us think about the meaning of prayer.
God cannot help you with material things, but God can help you in the heart and mind.
We need God to guide us through life, but He would not be there for us all the way.
Adonai Sefetai Tiftach, our beginning of the Amidah, is on page 164, and we will continue through the following pages, 166, 168, and 170. Page 164. If you're not standing, please rise.
Adonai Sefetai Tiftach, Ufi Agi Tehilatecha, Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu ve'Elohei Avotenu ve'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Elohei Yitzchak, ve'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, ve'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor ve'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim ve'Konei Hakol, ve'Zocher Chastei Avot ve'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני מחיה כל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבור ונידו מלך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל, ברוך אתה אדוני מחיה הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה, ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
You may be seated. Thank you, our wonderful future Jewish adults. We turn to page 178 for Shalom Rav.
תשים לעולם. אתה הוא מלך
אדום לכל השלום, כי אתה הוא מלך אדום לכל השלום. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. שלום רב על ישראל עמך תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. תשים לעולם. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו ישראל
As Hayden and Donovan and Aaron so insightfully said, this period of the Amidah, the section of prayer, is a chance to reflect on our relationship with God and what it means to pray. So take some time now for silent prayer. You can find inspiration on the pages 180 or 181, or share whatever is in your heart.
Shalom imromar hu yaseh shalom aleinu
Friends, on page 382, we'll find our prayer for healing of body, of mind, of spirit. There are some here tonight, at home, in hospital, awaiting treatments, recovering from injuries or surgery, awaiting diagnoses, struggling with mental illness, with addiction, with infertility. We think of them all. Page 382.
Refaenu Adonai v'nerafeh, Hoshienu v'nivashe'a, El karov l'chol karav, ach karov lire'av yish'or. El narifana, el narifana, refuat ha'nefesh, refuat ha'guf, refuat shelema, refuat shelema. הושיע את עמך וברך את נחלתך וראה מנסים על העולם משברך אבותינו משברך אמותינו אנא אדוני הושיענה
It's now time for Kiddush. There's wine or grape juice that hopefully you received as you came in, or you'll get a chance now as our beautiful Steve Fink passes around a tray. We're going to invite all the B'nai Mitzvah students
That would be nice.
to come back up here with their cups of grape juice. Hopefully you've got the grape juice.
If not, break is right there.
And we're going to join together in the Kiddush in just a moment. Those who are seated, please rise.
Stand at the Kiddush table. You know the Kiddush, right? You know it by heart? You want the words? I need help. A lot of help. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvotav peratzavanu b'shabbat kodesho b'ahava uvratzon hinchilanu zikaron lemaaseh v'reishit ki hu yom techila למקראי קודש, זכר ליציאת מצרים. כי בנו בחרת ואותנו קידשת בכל העמים, ושבת קודשך באהבה וברצון הנחלת. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת. אמן.
לחיים.
Mine's grape juice too, by the way. Very sweet. That'll get me through the rest of the service. Awesome.
Please be seated. Well, folks, it was the best of times, and it was the worst of times. I'm talking, of course, about this week's Torah portion, which is called Chaye Sarah, which literally means the life of Sarah, but which opens by telling us that Sarah lived 127 years. And at the end of that time period, she died. This Torah portion also later on tells us about the death of our patriarch following our matriarch, Abraham. Kind of sad times in the Torah. Both Sarah and Abraham die laid to rest in the cave of Machpelah in Hebron, a place one can still visit to this day. But there are some happier things that happen. There's a shidduch. A match is made between Isaac and Rebekah, Yitzchak and Rivka. Amidst learning about the death of our founding generation, we learn that there will, in fact, be more generations. Next week, in fact, the Torah portion is called Toldot. It tells of the genealogy, the generations that will come following Isaac and Rebekah. We hear about Jacob and Esau battling it out in the womb. And the rest of the book of Genesis tells us the story of the unfolding of our people. The Talmud says that as the sun sets, the sun also rises. As Abraham and Sarah pass away, Rebekah and Isaac take up their mantle and carry on the people into the future. I was thinking about this as I thought about the juxtaposition tonight of a couple of things that we are noting. The first is we're acknowledging and giving thanks to the late Dick Rudnick. We're thankful to his family, A number of members are here representing Dick's family. Jessica Kutcher, Ryan Jones, and Sean Rodnick are here, I'm told. Is that right? And they're here because this place was important to Richard Rodnick. Our education wing is named in his honor. And following his passing, as his sun set, we are thrilled to announce a buddy program which will link some of our more senior students with some of our younger students so that they can mentor each other, so that the older kids can help raise the younger kids in our Jewish community. It does take a village. So that the younger kids have someone to look up to and to get to know and to be a role model, and the older kids get a chance to teach that which they've learned and take pride in what's happening here at the temple. Which is why it's appropriate that the Rodnick family are represented tonight while we celebrate our B'nai Mitzvah families. And as they anticipate the date of, in some cases, the first, in other cases, not the first, bar or bat mitzvah in the family in this generation, carrying on the baton of Jewish life. As the sun sets, so too the sun rises. In their own generation, picking up the mantle of those who've come before them, like Richard Rodnick and so many others, to ensure that not just that the Jewish people will survive for the sake of survival, but that the Jewish people will thrive in a way that impacts our world positively. We aren't here just to be here. We're here with a purpose and a mission. And that mission is to take the world from the imperfect state we find it in, with so much war and hatred, bigotry, injustice, and little by little chip away at those to create a more perfect world. With each passing generation, our hope grows. And I know, having seen some of our B'nai Mitzvah students up here on the bima, we're excited to see where their lives take them, what contribution they make. So tonight we're thankful and remembering Richard Rodnick. We're thankful and looking forward to celebrating B'nai Mitzvah. And we're heartened in the fact that the tradition started by Sarah and Abraham passed on to Rebekah and Isaac and on, that tradition will continue in our generation for generations to come, fulfilling our covenant, making an impact on our world. And we say, Amen.
Amen.
So friends, we turn now to the Aleinu, and we're going to invite those who are bar and bat mitzvah parents, or if there are some here, grandparents or grown-ups who are with B'nai Mitzvah students. If the grown-ups want to come up, don't worry, you don't have a speaking part or a dancing part. And I would also like to invite Richard Rodnick's family to come up here as we open the Ark for the Aleinu. And if Kobe wants to join them, just to keep them company, Kobe can come as well. This is his home. Page 586, please rise.
עלינו לשבח אדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר ארץ, מושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינת עוזו בגופי מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אינו. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
And let's remain standing as we turn to page 598 for Kaddish Yatom, the mourner's Kaddish. This Shabbat, we're in the Shloshim mourning period, the 30 days since the passing of Bunny Burns, little Millie Rose Kalmanson, Shimi Liebman, Howard Russell Mitchell, Gerald Sipperstein, and Kay Stein. This Shabbat marks the yahrzeit, the anniversary of the deaths of Francis Crosdale, Alan Abraham Edwards, Rose Israel, Dr. Leon Fink, Jean Fisher, Alvin Ginsberg, Joseph Glickman, Corinne H. Ike, Michelle Kagan, Robert N. Katz, Svea Holshilson, Sylvia Sarah Kopel, Stanley M. Lazarus, Hilda Levitan, Elizabeth Mayfield, Mamie Myers, Gussie Mursky, Blanche Sugarman Munger, Nathan Nierenberg, Clara Rabinovich, Harry Raskin, Henry Rendell, Haley Rosenberg, Armin M. Sadoff, Stuart Schneider, Aisa Silver, Florence Ruth Silverman, Ramtola Simonu, Mervyn Smith, Samuel Snyder, Alvin Trepper, Gershon Zilberman. We also remember those who've died as a result of terrorism and hatred here in Israel and around the world, those who've died from COVID-19 and from gun-related shootings. We also remember, of course, Richard Rodnick. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for an abiding blessing. Together, Yitgadal v'Yitkadash Shemei Rabbah. Be'amad yivrach yiratei v'yamlech malchutei. V'chayechon v'yomechon v'chayei d'chol Beit Yisrael. B'gala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei Shemei Rabbah mevarach. Le'alam u'amei amaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitbar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yitada v'yitale v'yitalal shemei d'kudsha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata daminan v'alma v'imru amen Yehei shalama rabba min shamaya v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu yaseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. May the source of peace send peace to all who mourn and comfort all those who are bereaved. And we say, Amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. All except the representative of our Board of Trustees, who has some words of welcome and some announcements. Looks like it's Brian, because Brian's coming up. That's a dead giveaway. Shabbat Shalom. Over to the cantor side. He's got the mic.
Shabbat Shalom, Brian. Use this one. Hold it close.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody.
Shabbat Shalom.
I'm Brian Brenner. I'm on the membership chair of the Board of Trustees, and it's a pleasure to be here with you all. Special thanks to start out with go to Rabbi Zilberman and Phillips and Cantor Grant and Paul Zool on the piano, of course. Matthew and Aaron Ross, our ushers, our TBY team that made it happen tonight. I wanted to welcome the B'nai Mitzvah class that's with us today, and looking forward to hopefully being at some of your B'nai Mitzvahs in person, but I want to also make sure everybody knows that there's a Shabbat dinner following in the annex across the way here, following service. And for everybody else, we have a oneg that's going to be right outside in the lobby. I wanted to just remind everybody of some exciting things that are happening this weekend. Tomorrow at 9 a.m., Rabbi Zilberman will be leading in the Marcus Library. It'll be Zoom and in person, the Torah study. We're also going to be having on Sunday, we're going to be having TBY is going to be has organized the Hanukkah Holiday Boutique. They'll be from 9 to 2 p.m. at Packard Hall. And it's important to know that these the funds raised here will be used to send kids to Jewish camps, community programming, and to support in-house programming. Jay Cowell will also be in session this Sunday at 9, and there'll be a coffee talk at 9:30 a.m. Please attend if you can. And then next Thursday and Friday, the TBY will be closed for Thanksgiving, but there will be Shabbat services here in this room at 6 p.m. And then we have some other programs going on. Every Wednesday night at 6 p.m. on Zoom, there's going to be an adult education, Foundations of Judaism. And then we also have our inaugural L'chaim Club, for those of you who would like to come out and have a drink with us on November 30th. It'll be at Hangar 24, 5:30 p.m. in Irvine, and I'll be hosting that. TBY Reads is also has a book, From Miniskirt to a Hijab, which is a very enjoyable experience. If you're interested in reading the book and joining us for lunch, that'll be on December 6th. December 8th, we have Rabbi Zilberman and Melissa Fisher-Goldman will be facilitating discussion on coping with grief during the holidays. Please RSVP. December 9th, we have Shabbat Junior and new member pre-Shabbat wine and cheese here. And then we're going to have a Jewish movie night. It'll be the movie Golden Voices. That'll be on December 11th at 4:30 p.m. That should be a lot of fun. We have a chai tea featuring Cantor Jonathan Grant and Rabbi Z on keys, which will be on the 13th of December. And we got a couple more before the end of the year. We have the 18th of December. It's a Sunday. We're going to have the opening night of Hanukkah, which will be a lot of fun here. And we'll hopefully you can join us for that. Please RSVP. And there's going to be day 6 will also be celebrated on Shabbat on the 23rd of December. That's it for 2023. Thank you all.
Thanks so much, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Thank you to all our B'nai Mitzvah students for helping lead services. Looking forward to the dinner. And those who are sticking around for the dinner, it is out that way to your right through the glass doors. Those who are not going to the dinner, we have a delicious oneg in the Schuster family courtyard. We hope you'll stick around for that. Do we have a closing song tonight, Ken and Grant?
You know, traditionally, as you head to your Shabbat table, you sing Shalom Aleichem. So this is really the best known of all Shabbat table songs, written by an American composer, I might admit, Israel Goldfarb, and sung the world over. One of the few American Jewish songs that are sung everywhere. Please rise. 627.
Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hasharim, Malachei Elyon, Hi Melech Malachei Hamalakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Boachem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Hi Melech Malachei Hamalakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Baruch Hu L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Hi Melech Malachei Hamalakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Tzedechem L'Shalom, Malachei Hashalom, Malachei Elyon, Hi Melech Malachei Hamalakim HaKadosh Baruch Hu.
thanked God for bringing forth bread from the earth, saying, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz b'te'avon. Stay safe. Good Shabbos.